It is March 7th, Monday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. on Mountain Time. I am live in my studio today, and I'm just going to share with you what I've been working on and then take you on a little tour of my studio space because I have some things that have been delivered. So I'm excited to kind of take you on a tour. So as you hop on, I love to see you say hello. And if you have any questions, of course, you can type them in the chat and I'll get to questions. First of all, let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm on my laptop right now so that I can carry it and take you around. Hi, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. So let me begin by sharing, good morning. Let me begin by sharing what I've been up to. I taught the parrot class on Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, this is the parrot that we walked through, and I created that. I haven't put it on a background yet, but I will do that. And so that we had that class this week. Coming up in a couple weeks is the webinar for making the art and bloom, and I'll walk around and show you the other art and bloom. The other thing that I'm working on right now, I want to share this with you so you can see. I've got my little old lady who lived in the shoe. So this is coming along really well. I'm very happy with the way this is coming. It's also really, really fun to do this because obviously this is a foundation panel and the design is already there. I don't have to make many decisions. I can just play with my fabric and have a good time. So that is what's been going on in my studio, what I've been working on. And now I thought I would take you for a little walk. I need to leave this. I think I need to leave it, my computer charged up for a second. So we'll just go as far as we can with this, and then I'll take you in the other room. So first of all, I want to show you what I look out to every day. So I don't know if you can see that. This is, these are my son's school calendar. But anyway, here are the beautiful Wasatch Mountains, and you can see that we've got fresh snow. I'm planning on going skiing today with my girlfriend. And so this is where Amelia and I do our work. So my main desktop computer is sitting right here. And I like to sit and look out at the mountains. You can see, so these are just IKEA desks that are super nice. So I have one, and Amelia has one over here. Amelia, Monday is her day for school. So, oh man, my hair looks really bad. Amelia will come over tomorrow and we'll work together. So let me show you kind of what else I can from this angle. So this is kind of the wall that I use to my inspiration board. I've just recently cleaned it off so that I can, I was kind of focusing on the parrots, and now I'm going to use that space to just put up some other stuff. So I'll share that with you shortly. Okay, so let's just take a look. So we've got here, you can see this is my workspace right now. I've got my coat here and my fabric. I've just selected the fabric and prepared the kind of the orange, the red, brownish red fabric that I'm going to use on the boot of the little old lady who lived in a shoe. Okay, so this is, I have a Chase lounge right here where I can sit and look at the mountains and snuggle up in my my critter quilt. And this right here is the Art and Bloom, the most recent Art and Bloom. And I have shown you that instead of quilting this, I framed it between two panes of glass. And then, so this is the same as this one right here. And I will be teaching that class next. I think it's on the 26th of this month. So let's see if I can unhook the power cord here, and hopefully we will not die. I think we have enough juice to get us through. So here is one of the workspaces that I have. This is a thing that I bought at IKEA, and I love it because I'll show you around on this side. This is where I keep all of my my pieces that are complete, but I haven't put them together yet in a quilt. I'm sorry, I'm using my laptop and it's a little tricky. Anyway, you can kind of see, so here are things that I'm working on. You can see the octopus down there and one of the flowers for the floral quilt. And then here are where I keep my black and white drawings. So I really love this. This is super helpful. Okay, so, and then I was going to show you, I got my new cabinet for my new quilt machine right here. This is, I hope I'm not making you all dizzy. I'm really sorry about this. So here is, my quilt machine down there, and I have an embroidery machine. So this closes up really nicely, and let's get that closed up like that. Now let's go over into kind of where I keep my fabric. So you can see I have lots of fabric around. This is the fabric that we're collecting that we cut up for our bundles. And you can see there's more right there. I clearly need more space for fabric. This is kind of a staging table that we have. My grandpa built this and I put it on casters, and that's really helpful. Here's my long arm machine. It has my ladybug quilt that I shared with you last week. I need to get this finished. Here are cactus foundation panels and June bloom panels. We'll be getting those. Those have been out of stock for a little while, so we'll be getting those folded and put up for sale again. And then here is the wall of where I keep my fabric. So I've shared with you before that I have one of these large gray bins for each color. So for example, this is red, and then I have my red bundle over there, but for each smaller thing that's not folded, I have one of these. So this is where I keep all of my fabric and my books and stuff like that. This goes downstairs to my home. There's my dog. All right, so let's come back this way. Again, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy and I look so awful too. Oh, here's one of my craft closets. I keep quilts in here, and batting and paintings and just some supplies in there. As we go this way, I've already opened this door, but this is a secret passage, a secret door. So when it's closed, it just looks like a bookshelf. And if we go in here, get in here and share with you, this is my painting studio. So you can see I've got an old chest from my grandma, and I just keep some supplies in here, and my easel, and this is the most recent painting that I've been working on. There's a lot of work to do on this, but that's that. And originally, so we're big Harry Potter fans, and so we've got the little Hedwig the owl lamp, 9 3/4. You'll recognize that. Here's the window out to that beautiful, beautiful view. Here's a table where we do our painting. My daughter, Caroline, you've seen my daughter Caroline. She and I like to come in here and paint together when we can. We don't have a ton of time to do that because she's a full-time student and I'm a full-time creator. This is another craft closet where I keep all of my other supplies. So I have gouache and watercolor and oil and pastels and paper. And so this is just where I keep all of my craft supplies that are not fabric related, all of my art supplies. And then this is just another storage closet. Oh, there is something kind of fun in here I want to show you. This is Rosie. Rosie the zombie. I created her when I was designing fabric. I designed a line of zombie fabric for Riley Blake Designs. And so this is Rosie. Halloween costumes. I'm a big fan of Halloween. And anyway, okay, so I apologize again for the kind of, I'm sorry that I have to carry my laptop around, and I think we better go get it plugged in. Otherwise it's going to die. So let's go back through here. And oh gosh, I look so bad. I am really embarrassed that I didn't fix myself up. Okay, so that's my space. Oh, I want to show you one thing. So I have my special things. This, my grandpa was an artist and he gave this to me. This was, just an old, it's old. It's at least 50 years old. It's just one of those things. And then this doll I had made, she is a domestic diva. You can see her little D right there. And she is dressed wearing my fabric collection that I designed for Riley Blake that's called Domestic Diva. And on this particular piece, I know you can't see it, but it has my grandmother's chocolate snack cake recipe written in her handwriting. So, and my grandma had a little tiny doll that was like this, kind of porcelain, looked a lot like this. And so this is kind of in honor of my grandma. And my grandma was, she was born in 1925. She went through the Depression. She was an Okie from Muskogee, from Oklahoma, and she suffered so severely during the Depression. She was one of those children that had to be sent to an orphanage because her parents couldn't afford to feed her. So she, that's this kind of an interesting historical fact about my grandma. She and her sister, my great aunt, had to go to an orphanage for a year or two. And during that time that she was in the orphanage, her little baby, I think it was a baby brother, died. So anyway, my grandma went through some trauma as a young child, and so dolls were really precious to her because she had a traumatic childhood. And I'm telling you probably more than you want to know, but my mom gave my grandma a doll one time. So my grandma's maiden name was Campbell. She's Scottish. And my mom gave her one of those Madame Alexander dolls from Scotland, the Madame Alexander darling dolls. And I remember she gave it to her at Christmas, and my grandma just burst into tears because she didn't have dolls when she was a child. She was just so poor. So anyway, dolls are that doll is super precious to me because it reminds me of my grandma, who was a domestic diva. And anyway, that's that. So this is my studio. Let me plug in my computer so I don't die here. And I am happy to answer any questions that you have. And let me just adjust the light here because it looks really, I hope you guys can hear me okay. Okay, so yeah, it's a great space. I love my space. I spend most of my time up here because it's beautiful and light and creative, but boy, oh boy, does it get messy. And I know it kind of looks messy to you, but this is looking really good. I just swept the floor and I feel like it's pretty tidy right now. So anyway, I thought I've been excited to take you on a tour of my studio. So let me back up in the chat and just take a look and see if there are any questions that you have about projects that you're working on or anything that might be upcoming, or any questions or suggestions that you have about organizational, keeping organized. So let's take a look. See, we've got hello from to Heike from Germany. I just always love to see her hop on. That's just super fun. And all of you, Amy and from Wisconsin, and gosh, great to have you all here. Thank you. Okay, just scrolling down to see what we've got here. Yuma, Arizona, Florida, Dallas, South Carolina. Oh, hello from Germany. Chrissy's from Germany as well. Okay, let's see. Gail just said, I realized that I didn't complete my Art in Bloom sign up. No problem, Gail. So as I said, the Art in Bloom class webinar will be, let me just double check on my calendar right here. It is on the Saturday, March 26th at 9:30 in the morning, and we'll go probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe, and we'll just see how it goes. I want to have some flexibility to answer everybody's questions. The Art in Bloom still has seats, so if you want to sign up for Art in Bloom, the Art in Bloom class, you can do that at collagequilter.com. Go to I think webinars or education or events or something, you'll see that and you can sign up there. So not too late. Somebody just said, you have a wonderful space. It's the thing I find most frustrating in my own home. I waste so much time trying to find things and I'm squished into a little corner. I feel for you. I feel for you. In my old home, when I started Collage Quilter, I don't know if you remember that I was working in my basement, and just I was smashed. And as you know, it takes a little bit of space to be able to spread out being a collage quilter. So maybe what we'll talk about coming up is how to maximize the space that we have. Even in my space, it's really, really a wonderful space, but I have to stay organized and I have to maximize each little nook and cranny because I have a lot going on up here, as you all have a lot going on in your spaces too. So maybe we can share some strategies for staying tidy and organized. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. That's really sweet of you to say. She's overlooking my crazy hair. Thanks. Okay. Hi, Jan from Indiana. Great to see all of you. Okay, somebody just asked, I love your horse. It's a real beauty. Do you plan on making it a pattern? Thank you for sharing your space. So I assume that she's talking about the horse back there. So that is a pattern. It's an advanced collage pattern and it's sold out currently on my website. But yes, I will be I will be restocking the horse and the adoration pattern right there as well. So that will be coming. Oh, thanks, you guys. You're very, very sweet. that much space for the goodies is a dream. It is. I feel extremely blessed. I'm super, super happy to have this. Um, waves to Ladybug. Thank you, Laura. Um, thank you for the kind comments. Let's see. Somebody just said our histories are fascinating. Yes, they are. And I um I was especially close. I am close to my grandparents. I have one grandma that's alive still, and she is she she's an awesome lady. She's 94. She still drives. She's sharp as a tack. She reads books like you can't believe. Of course, her mobility is declining, but as a younger grandma, she and I played tennis. So I grew up with this really active, my grandma Woodward is super active, and she was also an interior designer. And so I feel like a lot of I had, a grandfather on my maternal side who was an artist, and my grandmother on my paternal side, it was a designer. And so I feel like I was just imbued by um, the talents that my grandparents have. And okay, so Debbie just asked, I see that you paint many horses. Do you have horses? No, I don't have horses. I am the kid that never had horses, but always dreamed about having horses. And I became very adept as a child at drawing them. And so when I was just getting back into oil painting a year or two ago, and I decided, okay, I'm going to paint what I know. So I painted that that horse that you saw in my painting studio, and that's the same reason that I made the horse quilt, because I've just always thought they're just my favorite animal. They're just so gorgeous, and I've always wanted to own horses. I used to ride horses as a young girl, and actually into college, I was into the English jumping. So anyway, that's my fascination with horses. Oh, Suzanne just said, I used some of your zombie fabric for my granddaughter, a teenager, and she loved it. So let me tell you a little bit of a background story. Everything that I do has a background. So that zombie fabric was inspired by Amelia. I don't know if you know this, but Amelia, when she was about probably 15, zombies were kind of just starting to be trendy, right? And everywhere I would go with Amelia, like let's say we were at Costco, she would say, Mom, if there's a zombie apocalypse, um, here's how we can survive in Costco, or here's what we do. And she kind of had this list of rules for surviving a zombie apocalypse, like zombies are attracted to loud noises, and let's see what else. Oh, zombies can't climb trees, they can't read. And so the zombie fabric that I created was inspired by her, and it has all these scenes and these rules about how to survive in a zombie apocalypse. So that was really super, super fun. I loved the zombie fabric. Um, so, okay, let's keep going. So Tracy said, thank you for the tour. Are there any things that you would do differently in your sewing room setup? I'm in the process of changing rooms right now. I really like your center IKEA table. How big is that? Tracy, so yeah, that thing has been a lifesaver. Let me tell you how I did it. So IKEA has, the furniture that you can buy in the box. That's what these desks are. They're super easy to put together. They're inexpensive. They're lightweight. I can move them around if I need to. That thing was actually, I went to the design center. Like, they have a kitchen design center in IKEA. So I sat down at their computer and we designed that, and I'll have to measure it and I'll type it up I'll put it in the Collage Quilter Academy. But the main objective was I wanted to have that surface, that wood top, as large as it could be in one piece. And so we designed the island based on how large the largest single piece of wood top could be. And it's just been a game changer with all of those drawers, and it has trash and recycle bin. I've got all my rulers. Those big drawers are super, super helpful. So that was the best thing I did. I think the one thing that I am missing that I really want, and I kind of use this wall, I need a really good design wall. I end up designing stuff, the larger quilts and stuff on my floor, and that's not ideal. I want to have a wall where I can, that's covered in felt so that I can put my pieces of fabric up there and have them stick. But this wall next to me has my desk up to it. So that's the one thing that I'm lacking that I wish I had. So I'm trying to figure that out still. The other, I need more space for fabric. Again, I hadn't ever intended to become a fabric retailer, but I buy the fabric and I store it here for my bundles. So I could do a better job if I were redesigning another space to incorporate a design wall and more storage for my fabric bolts. So those are the things I would change. And I'll let you know, Tracy, how big that thing is. Hello, everyone. It's so great. Oh, we even have a friend from Ecuador, South America. It's so great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me and joining all of us. Let's see. So Debbie just asked, will I be repeating your parrot? If there's demand, I can repeat any webinar that you would like me to. For this one, it is in my book, my Collage Quilter Essentials book. So there are step-by-step photos about making the parrot, but if there's enough demand, I'll repeat any class that people want. So speaking of that class, where do I access the parrot webinar if I missed it? I did get your message for the webinar, but something came up. No problem. I will be sending everybody that has registered, I'm going to do it today, the link to watch the recording of the live event. So you will be getting that. Let's see here. Okay, maximizing space would be a great. Okay, so and Candace said, I'd love to learn tips on staying organized in my sewing room. I agree. Let's learn from each other, and I'll share my tips. I've shared a few things, but I'll make kind of a better list. Oh, we have someone from Dublin. Welcome, Michelle. Oh, somebody just said, did I miss? How's the old woman in the shoe? Let me again give you I'll hold up. So I finished the top part. You can see this is a pretty large project. So I have finished the top part. So I pressed all of that, and I'm now working on the bottom section of the shoe. I'm selecting the fabric for that right now. I think the shoe is going to be kind of a red shoe like this. And then those are carrots that are in poking out of the grass. So anyway, that's the progress. It's been super fun to work on, and I think I'll have even more progress by next week. Okay. Ooh, whoops, we don't want to, sorry about that. Let's see. So here's a tip that somebody just shared, and I agree. Katie just said casters are a great way to have mobility in the studio. So I 100% agree. I love having my sewing cabinet on casters. I've got my drafting table on casters, and of course my long arm machine has casters. My chairs have casters, so I can roll everything around. So that's super, super helpful. Somebody said, are you designing a sunflower for us? Yes, I am designing a sunflower. I'll show you what I've done so far and just kind of talk about this. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so here's kind of the sunflower that I've created. And I started working on this. I think the problem with this sometimes, creating a larger project is sometimes easier, and then also taking away some of the information and allowing you to put that information back in there. So, for example, these petals, I don't want people to get hung up on where to put the highlights. I want you to know that, but I want you to intuitively know how to do that. So I need to simplify this a little bit still. So that is definitely on the docket. Um, Again, our hearts and prayers are 100% with people in Ukraine right now and all of the countries that are welcoming refugees as well. We hope that compassion prevails and that the world leaders can resolve this conflict. It is just so horrible and upsetting. So the sunflower will kind of be in honor of the Ukrainians. Somebody just asked a really interesting question. She said, I signed up for your newsletter, but I don't always receive it. Do you send the newsletter regularly? And is that where you find your class schedules? So I am not good at sending out regular emails. I do probably twice a month. I do want to try and do more regular emails, probably once a week, just so I can give you kind of a recap on things that we talk about, organization, other painting projects or other craft ideas, or I just feel like I've got a lot on my plate all the time. I did find I'm working with a new software to kind of help me stay more organized so that I can be on top of the tasks that I have. So you're probably not missing the newsletter. I just don't send out very many emails. And the best place to always find information, especially my classes and workshops, is to go to my website. Collagequilter.com is the hub. And from there, you can find my patterns, my physical patterns, my digital patterns, all of the supplies, and then you can find my workshop schedule. So my workshops will always be listed there, whether they are private, because I get hired to do private workshops, or the public workshops that you can register for. So I hope that helps. And then also finding me on this live video. You can always ask a question. Okay, so that's that. Marlene just asked, what does your husband do? Is he also artistic? Funny question. No, my husband is not artistic. My husband is a financial advisor. He's been in the financial services industry for about 25 years. And he is a wonderful provider and the sweetest man on the planet. One of these days, I'll introduce you to him. He's really cute too. Okay, let's see. Marta, hi, I live in Maryland and it's my first time. I would like to know about this technique. So to help you learn, again, I recommend going and checking out all of the resources at collagequilter.com. I have video tutorials that you can access from there. You can also check out all of my social media, but then I have tutorials on my blog. So that's another thing. As I get tutorials written, I need to be better about sending out a newsletter about that. So Gail just said she just signed up for Art and Bloom. I think I said 9:30 Mountain Time. Oh, if it says 9 o'clock, we're going with 9 o'clock. So plan on 9 o'clock. I just need to change it on my schedule. Okay, I think, oh, hello from Haynes Junction. So I have some friends up there. Let's see, Tracy just said, can we buy the webinar on the Parrot if we didn't register? I don't think so. I'm still trying to figure out the settings for Zoom, but I don't think I need to look into that. Hi, Elaine from Scotland. Somebody just asked, when will the old lady in the shoe be available for purchase? So you can plan on that. We're at March 7th. It will be later this month. I say give it 2 weeks and I'll be able to finish this up, make sure I'm happy with it, and take some photographs, and we should have it by the end of the month. Chrissy just said, how have you organized your fabrics? Chrissy, you know what I think I'll do? I'll take some photographs. I'll do a blog post about my studio to kind of recap things that we've talked about. I think that would be very helpful. So I'll do that. Sunflowers. Yes, yes, yes. Sunflowers. We're going to be doing that. Okay. So somebody asked a really great question. Do you find yourself having so many ideas running around in your head that you can't keep up with them? Yes, I do. I am fortunate that I can do this full time because I do have so many things that I want to do and I want to explore. That's part of my drive. I want to explore as an artist. And I think the software that I'm going to be working with is going to really help me to prioritize and organize, because that is, I have a ton of stuff going on. Um, and but as I said, I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to figure things out, and as I do, I will always share with you what my journey is. So, that is that today. This has been really fun. I have enjoyed seeing you again. I really, I work from home alone all day long, every day, and this is my one time to like interact with people. And I know I can't hear you, but I love to read your comments. I love to have this interaction online, and I I've said this before. I love our community so much. I thank you so much for joining me in this journey and for the enthusiasm that you share with me for collage quilting, because I love it too. So take care, everyone. Take care of yourselves and take care of everybody around you, and spread goodness. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you same place, same time next week, but we are going on to daylight savings time. So just keep that in mind, that we will be 1 hour ahead. So till then, have